first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9?
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. On the ground, this is Quinshon Judkins.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Well, these two teams met in Cleveland earlier in the year with the Browns coming out on top. So if they can win here in Pittsburgh, they'd be able to claim the season sweep. Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29.
They'll set up a throw.
They'll swing this out to Judkins.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. They'll look to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4.
Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with it. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Looking to throw.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. They'll try and run here with Judkins. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down.
Well, there was plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon. And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively. Or it could have gone for more.
From the 25, here's 2nd and a yard.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
They'll look to throw here on first down. His throw caught at about the 5. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. They'll look to throw again. And it's caught. Touchdown, Browns. A great effort there. With touchdown number 12 on the year.
And the Browns will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Crease here as he's past the 30.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Looking to put a drive together.
Ready, come 19, come 60 Bison, 60 Bison, street. Broncos.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. We look at this Browns defense.
This crew against the pass, it's been a real struggle. Second from the bottom in the NFL, number 31.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the #1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
Here now a 3rd down and 8.
They'll look to throw here.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field.
Cowboy 80. Warrior 70. Ready.
They'll try and throw for it here. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward.
Viking, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
The Steelers at 5-3 now on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
19 Lions, 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. 18 Pirates.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down and less than a yard.
Here we go. Set. Rig alert. 60 Bison. 60 Bison. 60 Bobcats. 60 Bobcats. Ready, ready.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Pat Freiermuth.
An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Steelers are an extra point away from drawing level.
Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
They'll stay on the ground with Jenkins.
And he'll get the this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
46 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's second down and 3.
Back to throw. Pass caught by Fannin. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 33. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
A gain of 16 yards.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They'll drop to throw.
Now he's going to step up and run.
And he finds a man with a crossing route. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll bring up second down.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Over the middle, that's to Fannin, his tight end.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 17-yard line.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10. Now the former volunteer, it's Dylan Sampson.
And he just danced away from that one defender on his way to a gain of about 7 yards.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Second and 2. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. From 8 yards out. And the Browns have taken the lead. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And now it's blocked. Picked up by the offense. This is a live ball. They'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. But the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Liking 18.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Here's second and 8. He'll find Metcalf. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing the danger lurks while you're doing so, and there's your end result right there.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. He'll look to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now we've
got a 3rd and 4.
And I think he just wanted to give the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
He'll try and do this himself. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3. They're going to try and throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
79 Broncos.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now a 2nd and 10.
70 Timberwolves.
They'll set up to throw. A short one there to Fairview. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete with the clock down now to 13 seconds. Now a field goal forthcoming for the Steelers. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And this one is right down the middle. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13 to 10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half, and then if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Let's go now. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Huh. Go.
Again, it's Johnson. And he's able to take this one out to the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try to chip someone at the second level.
He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down.
47-yard line.
Riggs, Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
He's going to try and do this himself.
6 yards there on the keeper. It's second down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
Second and 4. A short one there to Fryermuth. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. With the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Here we go. Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready.
Now a first carry for the former Tar Heel, Javonte Williams. He gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety, being able to hit people with the run and the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 20-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Come on. Nice. Cougar 19.
Now a fake on a jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Crackle 80.
Second and 11. That's caught right side. It's Warren. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Get it. 70 Lions. Go.
They'll set up a throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's fourth down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that. And they force another incompletion.
Back to throw here. He's got his target. That's complete. And the Steelers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Okay, ready?
Steelers, first down. First and goal at the 9-yard line.
And he'll get it right back to Washington. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal?
Go! Red, hot 70, hot 70. Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Warren is into the end zone for a Steeler touchdown. Finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL. A complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. They need their best drive of the game right here. Tackled that time by Joey Porter Jr.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Checks it down to Judkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The end result, 21 yards.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
And I think that's going to go down as no gain, but that doesn't seem fair for the effort that was presented on that play. That should go down as a loss. I know, I'm a defensive guy, but you got to like the play that was made.
He made a lot of those plays last week. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, picking up where he left off. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. The noise is getting deafening. Here's third down and 3.
Let's go. 60, less than 19.
He'll drop to throw. That is caught. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And a hard tackle there as he'll go down after a gain of about 5.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's third and goal. He'll look to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Harold Fannin, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth-quarter lead.
Point after, right down the middle. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Ready,
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
70 Lions.
He's back to throw. Targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. It may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
Back to throw. And that'll be incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
This definitely four-down territory at this point, but a critical third down here.
Trap 60, trap 60. Ready.
Back to throw.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. The Browns in victory formation now as they take the knee.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here.
And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for the Browns, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Everybody's got a song.